In this video, I am going to explain you about architecture level approaches in VLSI, low power VLSI. What is meant by architecture level approach means architecture level approach is nothing but a RTL approach, RTL level approach. RTL means register transfer logic. Register transfer logic level approaches is also called as architecture level approaches. In that, we have different circuitry, that is additions, subtractors, multiplexers, ROMs, etc. Those are the circuit related to RTL level approaches, means architecture level approaches. When we decrease the power supply at architecture level, it will be affected to the gate level also. That's why we will study this concept in low power VLSI. Okay, when we decrease the voltages, when we decrease the power at architecture level, that will be affected to the gate level also. In the architecture level approaches, we have mainly three approaches. First one is parallelism, the second one is pipelining, and power management. We will see one by one. The first topic is parallelism for low power. See here, parallel processing is traditionally used for the improvement of performance. Generally, the parallelism for low power the parallelism architecture is used for the implementation of increase the performance. But the performance increases, but we have two disadvantages, that is large chip area, and other one is high power dissipation. The performance increases, but it requires large chip area. The parallelism architecture is required large chip area and high power dissipation. The basic idea is to use multiple copies of hardware resources. In parallelism, we are using multiple copies of hardware resources, like ALUs and processors to operate in parallel, provide a high performance. Okay, we are using multiple copies of hardware resources. Those hardware resources nothing but ALUs and processors to operate in parallel to perform a high performance. See here, when we scale the supply voltage in parallelism, architecture, what will be happen means the performance decreases. Generally, we know that when you scale the supply voltage, the performance decreases. In order to increase the performance, what we will do means we scale supply voltage with respect to the threshold voltage. Both the threshold voltage and supply voltage is scaled here in parallelism architecture. When we scale the supply voltage, at that time the frequency is also scaled. See here, for this equation, frequency max is proportional to VDD minus VT whole square by VDD. This is the equation for frequency. Here, see here, when you increase the VDD means supply voltage, at that time frequency increases. When you scales the supply voltage, at that time frequency also scale. In these approaches, when you scales means it will scale to half. At that time the frequency will be scaled to half. Okay. In order to improve the performance, we scale supply voltage and also the threshold voltage. When you scale the supply voltage, at that time the frequency is also scaled. Remember that point. When you take VDD as common, the equation is changes like this. See here, the estimated dynamic power circuit. Here the dynamic power for the parallelism circuit, that equal to general circuit. This is the general dynamic power for a circuit. P reference equal to C reference V reference square into F. Generally, we know that power dissipation P equal to C into V square into F. That is the power dissipation equation for a circuit. Then C reference, in order to include the switching activity, then C reference will changes to summation Ci into alpha. Alpha is the switching activity and Ci is the internal capacitance. This reference capacitance will change like this in terms of switching activity. Then therefore the estimated power dissipation of this parallel implementation is, see here, P parallel equal to 2.2 C reference. Here we are using multiple copies, means we are using actually we require a single circuit, but in parallelism we need two circuits for a single circuit. Then two circuits means it is the capacitance will be doubled, that is in order of 2.2. Okay, that's why we multiplying 2.2 into C reference into scale the supply voltage by 2, then V reference by 2. Then if you scale the supply voltage by 2, at that time the frequency is also scaled by 2. Okay, see here, for this equation, when you decrease the supply voltage, at that time the frequency is also decreases. When you scales the supply voltage by 2, at that time the frequency also scaled by supply by 2. Then that equal to, will get the final 0.277 P reference. P parallel equal to 0.277 P reference. This is the power dissipation. Then see here, this is the circuit for parallel architecture. See, this is the general architecture. Then this is the parallel architecture. See here, we are using only 116-bit adder. In parallel architecture, we are using 2 16-bit adders. That's why the capacitance here will double, almost double. That is 2.2. And also see here, the voltage reference is divided by 2, and the voltage reference is nothing but a supply voltage. Supply voltage is divided by 2, and supply voltage is divided by 2. When supply voltage is divided by 2, at that time the frequency, see here, frequency is also divided by 2. Okay, this is the parallel architecture. Then these two adders, the output of these two adders is given to multiplexer. Then the output will get 16-bit output. This is the 16-bit adder. Here we are using one 16-bit adder. Here we are using two 16-bit adder. Okay, this is the structure of parallel architecture of 16-bit adder. Then see here, in this table, we will clearly see what happens without scaling and with scaling. The parameter will changes what happens in with scaling and without scaling. See here, the area, that is 2.2x. With scaling, it is constant. That is 2.2x only. Power management, see here, that is 2.2x. With scaling, it is reduces to 0.227x. It is reduces to 0.227x. Throughput is 2x, and then it is decreases to 1x. Throughput is nothing but a number of loads connected to the circuit. It is almost 2x, and it is decreases here is 1x. Why it is decreased means the voltage is scaling, that's why the throughput is also decreases. See, this one parallelism for low power with voltage scaling and without degradation of performance. This is the structure for parallelism for voltage scaling without degradation of performance. Why it is not degraded when performance is not, why performance is not degraded when the scaling is applied means, here with respect to voltage scaling, we will scale with respect to supply voltage scaling, we will scale the threshold voltage and also will scale the frequency. That's why we get the maximum performance. Generally, when you scale the supply voltage, the performance decreases. But here with respect to voltage scaling, we will scale the threshold voltage and also the applied frequency. Then we will get the high performance without degradation, performance without degradation. That is the parallel processing. Then we will see here, this is a multi-core for low power. This technique is mainly used to increase the throughput. Here is the main drawback. When you scales the voltage, the throughput will be decreases. By using this multi-core for low power concept, we will increases the throughput. This is the extension of the parallelism, parallel architecture. This is the extension of the parallel architecture. See here, see the tabular column. See here, when the cores increases, number of cores increases, the clock speed decreases, supply voltage decreases, and so total power also decreases. See here, we have single core. At that time, the parameters are all in high values. When you decrease this to two core is nothing but a dual core. When you decrease this to dual core, you increase to dual core, number of cores increases. At that time, the clock frequency, supply voltage, and total power decreases. Similarly here for 4 cores. 4 cores means quad core. Then 8 cores means octa core. These are the, when you increase this number of cores, the parameters all are decreased. The clock frequency decreases, supply voltage decreases, total power decreases. Okay. Here we have one drawback, that is when you increase the number of cores, the area on the chip will be increases. Remember that point. See here, this is the multi-core architecture. This is the 4-core multiplayer architecture. If you have a 8-core architecture, we add another 4 cores here at the down level. We add another 4 cores, then it will be shown as a 8-core multiplexer. See here, the core is followed by a latch, and the latch is followed by input and clock signal. See here, for every latch we will give the input and clock signal. Then this will give to the multiplexer, these core multiplexers. Then total this core multiplexer multiplied by the another multiplexer, then we will get the output. This is the 4-core multiplayer architecture. In this concept, we will increase the throughput. Multi-core for low power, increase the throughput. See here, the another concept is pipelining for low power. We will see the parallel architecture and then multi-core architecture to increase the throughput. Then we will see the pipelining for low power. Here there is one major difference between pipelining and parallelism. In pipelining, there is no reducing the clock frequency. Here we didn't reduce the clock frequency. In parallelism, what happens when you scale the supply voltage, the clock frequency is also scaled down to the similar factor. Here there is no reduction of clock frequency. Why there is no reduction of clock frequency? Means the delay through the critical path is decreases here in pipelining. The delay through the critical path is decreases here in pipelining. That's why we need to decrease the clock frequency. This is clearly seen in the architecture. I will explain this one clearly. Why you get a less delay in critical path. See the parameters in pipelining without scaling and with scaling. The area is same, 1.15 on 1.15. When in parallel architecture it is 2.2 the area. Here by using pipelining, the area will be by using pipelining architecture, the area decreases. That is 1.15. In parallelism or parallel architecture, that is 2.2. See here the power that is 2.30 is decreased to 0.28. When it scales the voltage, the power is reduced. It almost reduces to 80%. The power dissipation is almost reduced to 80% when you scale in pipelining architecture. The throughput, that is 2x. Without scaling, when you scales the supply voltage, it will decrease to 1x. See here, this is the architecture. This is the pipeline realization of 16-bit adder. See here, we are using 8-bit adder. Here we are using 8-bit adder and we are using 8-bit adder. In parallel architecture, we are using two 16-bit adders. Here in pipelining architecture, we are using two 8-bit adders to implement the 16-bit adder. In the parallel architecture, we are using two 16-bit adder to implement the single 16-bit adder. Means the 8-bit adder has less delay compared to the 16-bit adder. The 8-bit adder has less delay compared to the 16-bit adder. In parallelism, we are using two 16-bit adders. Here we are using two 8-bit adders. Then the pipeline architecture gives the less delay, almost half of the delay compared to the parallelism. That's why we didn't decrease the clock frequency. This is the main difference between the parallelism and pipeline. Here the delay in the critical path decreases in pipelining. That's why we didn't decrease the clock frequency. See here, the clock frequency is f reference. In parallelism architecture, the clock frequency is f reference by 2 when you scale down the voltage or supply voltage. Here when you scale down the supply voltage, at the time also the frequencies remains constant. Why remains constant? Means here the critical path delay will be less, almost half. That's why we didn't decrease the clock frequency. This is the difference between the parallelism and pipeline architecture. This is the structure of pipelining realization of 16-bit adder. See here, another one, the final one, combining parallelism with pipelining. In this concept, we combining the two techniques, both parallelism and pipelining. Combine the two techniques, that is both parallelism and pipelining. See here, the impact of parameters without scaling and with scaling. In this concept, the area is 2.5. With scaling, the area is 2.5. It doesn't change. See here, in parallel, the area is 2.2. In pipelining, the area is 1.5. Here the area is 2.5. When you combine these two architectures, the area will be increases. Compared to other two architectures. In this architecture, the area increases, that is 2.5. In parallel, we will get only 2.2. In pipelining, we will get only 1.15. Here we will get 2.5. Okay, see here the power, that is 5. It is reduced to 0.1125. It is almost, the power dissipation is decreases almost 90% in this concept. In this concept, the power dissipation is reduces almost 90%. The throughput, that is here is 4x. Then with scaling, it is goes down to 1x. See here the power dissipation for this concept, combining of parallelism with pipelining. Here this the capacitance, that is increased by a factor 2.5. The capacitor is increased by a factor 2.5. Here we are using, generally for parallelism, we are using two circuitries instead of one circuitry. We are using two circuitry. Then it is almost, the capacitance is almost double. That is 2.25 into 0.3 V reference whole square by F reference by 2. When you reduce the voltage, at that time the frequency also decreases. In order to solve this equation, we will get 0.1125 P reference. The power dissipation is almost decreases to 90% when you use this concept, combining of parallelism with pipelining. See here the architecture. This is the architecture of combining parallel with pipeline. See here this 8-bit adder and this 8-bit adder. The upper part is similar to that of pipelining. In parallelism, what will we do? We have two circuitry instead of one circuitry. See here, this same circuitry will comes here also. Means it satisfies the parallelism, and this internal figure, the internal one circuitry is pipeline structure, and we will build up the other circuitry like we build up the two circuitries, that is we satisfy the parallelism, and internal like that pipelining. We satisfies both parallelism and pipelining in this concept, in this architecture. That's why it is the combination of parallel pipeline architecture. This is the architecture for parallel pipeline. See here, this is the pipeline architecture. This is the pipeline architecture. 8-bit adder followed by 8-bit adder. See here, this is the pipeline architecture. 8-bit adder followed by a 8-bit adder. Then we will add another type of the structure. See here, another type of the structure we will add in this below. This 8-bit adder followed by another 8-bit adder. Internally it satisfies the pipelining, and when we add the other circuitry, it satisfies the parallelism. That's why this circuitry is called combination of parallel and pipeline architectures. This is the circuit. That's all. This is the whole concept of architecture level approaches.